Hey, everybody, it's your boy from the Sorry I Didn't Come With a Filter podcast. It's Vasilis talking, and it's speaking, and I'm live, I'm uncensored, I'm uncut, I'm just unfiltered. I don't come with filters, I wasn't born with a filter, I wasn't even born with a microphone or a mute button on me, so tough titties to everything. How's everybody doing? Welcome again, it's freaking hump day, so everybody get out there and get humping. So, I'm going to kick off this podcast and this episode today on my YouTube channel with my predictions from Champions League. And I think I did pretty shitty. Well, first off, Inter and Shakhtar, they drew 0-0. Ajax and Besiktas, Ajax won 2-0, so I was pretty sure Ajax won that one. I thought Leipzig was going to... Zing, I don't know, Red Bull, L, from wherever. They lost to Club Brugge, and they were a pretty good team last year in Champions League. This year they just kind of, I don't know, they're 0-0-2, so 2 losses. They lost to Club Brugge to 2-1. PSG beat Man City. Like I said, everybody said Man City was going to win. I told you. Don't matter. You're Naguaro-less. So, and PSG won that 2-0. I knew that. Atletico beat AC Milan. I had a funny feeling. And AC Milan is now 0-2, so they're going to be out of this round pretty soon here. Atletico's 1-0, so that's all right. Liverpool beat up on Porto. That's a huge surprise because Porto last year they were damn good in fucking Champions League. I couldn't believe it. They were fucking just monsters, and they just got destroyed last night against Liverpool. So Liverpool's 2-0. Dortmund I knew was going to be Sporting, even though I know Portuguese teams. Again, Sporting was another surprise team last year too. But they beat them 1-0. And Real lost to Tiraspol 2-0. So that's right there. It just tells me how shocking some of these upsets are. Like, as I said in previous podcasts, anything can happen. If sports gods want to fucking mess you up, they'll mess you up. And that's what they're going to do. They're just going to destroy the hell out of you. So, St. Petersburg won today against Malmo 4-0. Atlanta beat Young Boys today 1-0. So, that, again, I had a funny feeling Atlanta. I think I picked Young Boys, but deep in my brain, I knew Atlanta was going to win. So, that's so far. So, those are so far the predictions that I got somewhat right, somewhat wrong, whatever. But we still have like a bunch of other group matches going on. So later today, we got my Man U versus Villarreal. This is funny. This is the final from Europa last year's champion, like the final of Europa League championship game. So I'm pulling for Man U, even though they, suck balls right now, and I don't know why. This is despicable. But I'm cheering for them. And, yeah, Chelsea and Juventus is another big one that everybody's going to be watching because, it's football, it's soccer, it's huge, it's big all over the world. I know my family in Europe is watching it, especially in Greece. So, but tough titties to my dad trying to call them or talk to them. That's what I got. Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of news fronts on everything that's possible today, and it seems like I'm going to bounce into the NHL right now. It sounds like the PD and Hughes deal are very much closer than what a lot of people would think, because honestly, it's going there. It's getting done. I know I'm just looking at my YouTube, trying to find my news feeds. I'm not covering COVID, so y'all have to just chill out. I'm not gonna cover that horse shit because it's not my business. That's due in time for other people to do. I'm not covering that horse crap. to me, it's all bullshit. So, anyways. Yeah. Back to what I was going to say. Week 4. Here we go. Week 4. Yeah. So I'll do my predictions again for the week 4 of NFL 2 as well. But to go back to what I was going to say, Petey and Hughes, like Pedersen and Hughes, they're going to get their signs, okay? Apparently, what I've read and what I've heard, it's just the term of the contracts. The money's there. They got the money. They're happy with the money deal. Money part. It's the term. So, like I've said on all these other topics of, like, I just heard James Harden in the NBA. He's not focused on a contract. He's focused on a championship. So, good on him. He's not too worried about his over morale of either winning or getting his money, because he's going to get his money. Okay, the guy is what he is. He's good. So he'll get his money. The other thing is, I just got to grab my bag, sorry. Got to put something in my bag before I lose it, and it's my wallet. Don't like losing my wallet. That's my biggest fear in my world, is my wallet. I tend to drive around without a driver's license, so I probably shouldn't say that out loud. Oopsies. But, yeah. Maybe this weekend I'll probably do some gaming on my YouTube channel, so I'm just getting up on that too. To get back to what I was saying there, the sporting life, the sporting style of this, it's becoming more and more, like, fans are not really understanding. Like, I understand that I've been in sport-related shit for all my life. 34 years. That means, like, when I was a toddler. So this is like, I'm going back to when I was a kid. I could name you every player. Like, I probably said this on a podcast and a YouTube show, or one of my episodes on my YouTube channel. I could name you every player, their stat, and everything. I still can. It's just, it'll take me a bit, because I have to go and rehash myself up again. But that's beside the point. I know everybody says, oh, because I'm into the wrestling area and blah, 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 blah. No, it's not. I still love my hockey. I still love it. I still play the games, as I say. I still play my video games. I used to do it when I was a kid, make my Canuck team like the ultimate Canuck team. But now with this cap thing, I try to just get the players that they have and not the players that I wish they had. So that's the difference thing. I like, because sometimes I don't like buying the newer games, and I've actually heard this recent new one, the 2022, is real fucking shitty. So I'll probably wait till the 2023 one coming out. 2023, yeah. NHL 23 just to come out and see. I'll hear about the reviews. I don't like buying video games when, sporting games, if they're not up to snuff. Yet I still have almost every one on my Xbox that I'm probably going to just dismantle and throw the hell out just to clear up some space. But as I say, like, the NHL itself, it is going through some hard times. I understand, like, support your local radio stations. I just watched Donnie and Dolly, and it is a sad thing that's going on. AM radio is, like, to me, AM radio was and is always going to be my go-to thing for my job. I listen to it every day. I listen to it all the time. I listen to the sports talk. Sports talk to me was always something that kept me going. So whatever my mental health issue I'm going on through, if it's depressing, it's stressful, I have severe anxiety, I click that on and I hear it and I start laughing about it, because these guys are absolutely hilarious. Yeah, sometimes they talk out of their ass and shit like that, but I'm not going to criticize them for that. Hell, you're allowed. It's your opinion, your view. Take it. Your topic of discussion could be. Their one topic was about one of the radio hosts' favorite team is I think it was Cincinnati or something like that. Bengals. Yeah, I feel bad for Joe Burrow. He's out right now, I hear it. So I'm sorry for that for you Bengals fans. Another year of him getting hurt. It sucks. As much as you want to make the playoffs, I know it sucks, and it does. But again, to circle back to what I was trying to say, The PD and Hughes deals are going to get done probably this weekend. Tonight they're talking to the CAA representative for both PD and Huggy Bear, Quinn. And they're going to, I see they're going to get it done. They're going to get it done because they know they need them back. And they need them back not because they're doing bad in the it's preseason, people. Fucking let it go. It's pre-fucking season. Just, you're trying to see who meshes well, where the lines are, the chemistry, the players getting along, which ones can be sent down, which ones need more seasoning, which ones can come up right now and give that extra jolt and boost and shit. So that's the news, rumor kind of thing I've been hearing on the Canuck front. I hear a lot of things from some of my friends on the, what do you call it? Shit, I was just thinking of it. The other teams in Canada are kind of struggling because, some are trying to figure out which ones are on the long-term injury reserve, which ones are going to be on just the injury list and all this, and it just keeps going on and on and on. This, I know people are trying to figure out, we signed Sutter, but he's off. Okay, fatigue kicked in for him. He's been hardcore fatiguing, forever on, since coming back from injury. But after playing in the bubble and then having a 56-game season, everything just kind of piles up. And I fully understand, and I respect his well-being. The other thing is, everybody's hearing that Hamonic is probably going to be leaning towards not playing the season and opting out, or, this is what they're here. It's almost a 90% chance that he's going to opt out and retire or whatever. I understand a lot of people are saying that you can't replace a guy like Hamonic. You can and you can't, okay? He's not the same player like he once was, but he can change. I hear in Calgary, you got some, still some issues trying to figure out who's going to go where, who's going to play with what, and that's just, what it is with Calgary. I know a lot of people are still disappointed with Calgary not making the playoffs last year. Heck, everybody was just disappointed, period, with Canadian teams not making the playoffs. You had Montreal, who went right through. You had Toronto being bounced out. You had Edmonton being bounced out. You had Winnipeg being bounced out. You got teams that just get bounced out. To move along on that, Edmonton is apparently Zach Hyman's kicking it with freaking Connor McDavid. Apparently Connor McDavid and him are just tearing it up in the preseason and making everybody know that they're there. So that's good on, Edmonton. Edmonton, I always call them the Loserville land. And the cursed land because of the whole Gretzky trade, and it hasn't been, whatever. And then the Taylor Hall, they had a lot of picks, and great players come through that entire organization, and they lost every time. They lost. They just kept shit in the bed. So I don't know. That's what that is. To further on with my other end of this, Winnipeg's doing pretty well. I hear they're just trucking along in their player developments. Toronto is still trying to fathom what the hell's going on with them and what could be possible of something of a trade. They might, I've heard weeks ago, I heard Kyle Dobis, sorry, I almost called him Dumbass. He's looking at probably breaking up the core, which would probably call for your job because fans are just sick of this. But again, sometimes you overpay for things that you thought you had and they're not there anymore. Anyways, on that end, that front and that trucker front, it's just becoming more apparent to that end. I covered a little bit about basketball, as I say. Toronto in the NBA, the Toronto Raptors look like another, upstart, could possibly contend for a playoff spot, depending. But that's nearer here on that front, so whatever. I love my basketball, don't get me wrong. I can't really... I follow it and then I don't follow it, so it's really hard. But the NFL, you guys should probably... I've heard a lot about the fantasy football, so here's my take to that. Everybody says Kirk Cousins, pick up Kirk Cousins. All right, whatever. Kirk Cousins. I could care less. He's in Minnesota, I think. But I hear in Arizona... Kyler Murray has this impeccable, great offensive player. I think he's a wide receiver or a running back or something. And this guy's just tearing it up. Just tearing it. He's just insanely crazy with how fast he can run. So, I can't remember the guy's name. I'm sorry. I'm so bad at that. But, again, so tomorrow's Thursday nighter. You got Cincinnati being picked over the Jaguars there, so allergies, sorry. Yeah, well, now knowing that maybe Burrow ain't gonna be there, it's kind of hard to not pick the Jaguars. And I hear there was a trade going on. There was a trade or something that happened with the Jaguars, so I don't know. Can't clearly hear too much of that. Now, I think I did my picks, but I'm going to probably switch a little. I know I'm going to pick the New Orleans over the Giants, because the Giants have just played like shit. So I don't give a shit. They're just playing like shit. KC versus the Philly Eagles. I'm going with the Chiefs, because it seems like Mahomes and company are just, pissed for the last... They've been close. They've been very close, as like a lot of people have said. They've been very close in their games. So that's another one. I'm going with the Chiefs. You got the Bills versus the Texans. I'm going with the Bills on this because, it's Josh Allen and he lights up everything. Panthers versus the Cowboys. I'm going to have to... I know Dallas just won, but again... Sam Darnold is he's just ridiculous right now. I know Christian McCaffrey's out, and that's probably why a lot of people are picking, the Cowboys over the Panthers. I'm going to go with the Panthers on this. They're 3-0. Darnold's doing what he's doing. DJ Moore's there. I know they got some injuries, but again, I'm going to go with the Panthers. You got the Browns versus the Vikings. So, you got Kirk Cousins versus Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield, Odell Beckham, apparently he came back last weekend there on week 3, and he just tore it up. With Jarvis Landry being out, he was tearing it up. So I'm going to go with the Browns on that one. You have the Colts versus the Dolphins. I am going to say the Dolphins are going to win against the Colts no matter what. The Colts are just kind of like all over the place. Same as the Giants, just not offensively minded right now or defensively minded neither. So that's my take. Jets versus the Titans. I would love to say Jets fans. I would love to give that dub to the young upstart Zach Wilson on how he's taking all the media and all the pressure and everything in New York, and on how the Jets are just a terrible team half the time. But I'm going to have to go with Derrick Henry, because Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill are just going to fucking do what they do best, and that's beat the shit out of you. And then you got Lions versus the Bears. The Bears are going to do it. They're going to, again, another 0-3 team, just like the Colts, the Giants, and the Jets. The Lions are, you got a great quarterback in Jared Goff, yet you still can't push the button to finish the game and win. You prayed a 67-foot or a 67-yard field goal would miss. Even though the guy missed the 41, he got the 67 instead, and he rubbed it in your face with the doink off the bar. So I'm going with the Bears. You got the Falcons versus Washington. Okay. As much as Washington is doing all right and doing good and starting to produce, I'm going with the Falcons. I'm sorry. I'm going with the veteran quarterback in Max Ryan. That's it. Seahawks versus the Niners. Okay, everybody's picking the Niners because of Jimmy G, Kettle, and all of them on that side. That's great. I still like Russell Wilson with Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, Chris Carson, and others. Seattle's going to win this, even though it's in San Francisco and Santa Clara. I don't give a shit about the Niners right now. I could care less. You don't have Steve Young. You don't have Joe Montana. You don't have Mr. Rice. I'm sorry. You got Steelers versus Green Bay. Oh my God, you got two of the oldest quarterbacks in the league besides Brady going against each other. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. Oh baby Jesus. Save us all now. Pittsburgh has been playing just, I don't know. I just can't. I picked Chase Claypool so many times in my thing, and give the guy the damn ball. Najee Harris is doing his job. You're giving him the ball. You're giving the ball to Schuster, Juju Schuster there. Give Claypool the ball. He did really well last year for you guys. Do it again. But I'm going to have to pick with the bad man, Mr. Rogers. It's in his neighborhood of Green Bay right now. So Mr. Rogers' neighborhood is going to take that win. Ravens versus Broncos. Okay, Broncos are 3-0. Bridgewater's doing his shit, but I heard they lost an offensive weapon. And I know that the Ravens are just rallying off that big win against the Lions, the doink off the crossbar. So I'm going to go with the Ravens because I know it's in the Mile High City, but I'm going to go and change it to the Ravens. Because Lamar is just going to light it up again like he always does, and he's just going to punch it 1, 2, 3. So that's what it is. Now I'm going to get down to the Sunday Nighter. And the Sunday Nighter to me is undoubtedly the most epic game. My buddy, his friend, is going with his wife to this game, but he had to sacrifice 3 years of vacations to her to pick for their next, they're married, so they're going to go wherever she wants for the next 3 years so he could go to this fucking game to watch Brady versus Belichick. Okay. All right. Well, we've all been probably hearing the whole Brady, Belichick, the whole thing behind the scenes, what fucking happened. Let's watch the game and let's see where the story ends because honestly, I'm sorry to say this, Pat fans, Buccaneers are going to beat the piss out of you. Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, Gronkowski, poof, weapons. And then you got their offensive line, their defensive line is all fucking fantastic. And then you got the GOAT, the man who's in peak shape. He's 40, I don't even know, he's 40-something years old and he's still whipping the ball down the fucking field. Shit. I wish I could do that right now, and I'm only 34. But, I got small hands, and I can't whip a football like he can, but I'm going with the GOAT. I'm going with TB12. I'm going with the Brady, man. He's taking the Brady bunch to Foxborough, and he's going to stomp the hell out of the Pates. Sorry, Mac Jones. Sorry, Mackie Cheese. You're going down. That's my prediction for that. And then the Monday Nighter to close out Week 4. You got the 3-0 Raiders versus the very hot Chargers team. Chargers. We're talking about Chargers, okay? We got this team with Justin Herbert and company that are just, and it's in LA, so it's going to rain down hell on these guys. I don't give a shit. They're going to rain hell, and that's it. That's the bottom line to that. So I'm taking the Chargers on it. I don't care. Sorry, Raider fans, but that's my call. Now, to jump into another topic I want to fucking cover tonight, it is now officially Wednesday, and that's Dynamite Wednesday, which, in my turn, looks like what I've been hearing, Bray Wyatt might not be showing up on AEW Dynamite. Apparently people that are close to him saying he's just not in the right spot or something, or he's still sitting with that 90-day compete clause. I can probably bring it up if I go to one of my... Let's see. I'm just trying to see something. Yeah. I can't... I'll have to find it, so let me just go over to search. Pro wrestling... Nope. I know I have an account with all these pro wrestling accounts, so I'm just going to try to find it here. I don't think it's that one. It is something pro wrestling. I was just looking at it. No, it's not the merch. See results. No. Nope. It was, I just saw something, and it was ridiculous on the news, because let's go over here, because I got a lot on my Instagram here. I follow a lot. It's not there. So I'm just going to go into, like, following, because this is how I usually look at this and try to figure it out. Let's go that route. Wrestling Shoot, no. Wrestling, no. Wrestling Inc. I'll talk about that. Let's go, yeah, let's see if Wrestling Inc. was the one. No. Fuck. Ringside. Ringside News. Maybe that was what I was looking at. No, that wasn't it. Nope. But it looked like, oh, the Wrestle News. That's, there it is. Wrestle News was the one that I was reading. And, yeah, apparently he's Wyatt, like somebody close to Wyatt reaching out to him, people close to Wyatt, they were told they aren't positive what Bray's doing because he's a very private person. So he's in it, like, he's very, I don't blame the poor guy. I do not blame this guy at all for being as private as he is, because, you know, the wrestling world can be a vicious circle of, you know, shit. But who knows? Things can change in the next few hours. Maybe he does show up, maybe he doesn't. I know that's the rumor. But again, you know, he probably might have that 90-day compete clause. But again, he could also work something out where he's not tied down to that, and that's okay. That's his deal. Like, the guy's allowed to have his own things, and, you know, I don't debate whether to believe 90% of what I read, but then again, you know, these guys are very oh, I see there's a few more ex-WWE guys in All Elite Wrestling. That's where they're going, so alright. Yeah, I just don't see a lot right now with the pro wrestling move. I did watch NXT. It was okay. I was wrong. The women's matches were pretty interesting. They were very, very creative, very good, very enjoyable, and they were just excellent. I cannot say much more because, you know, the the Legend Out, whatever it is, Lash Out fucking segment, I don't know. I know a lot of wrestling guys love it, but I'm so many that were made and created, and I'm so done with it. But that's the thing. It's what it is. Keep looking more for something entertaining. Like, I saw the cruiserweight match, and that was really good. As I say, the women's championship match was really good. B-Fab versus Electro Lopez was freaking ridiculous. That was just nuts. It was an epic match. That's my take. These are my opinions, my take on them. Because you had 3 title matches. And then, MSK, these young studs, they're going to, for a while, I think they're going to stay in NXT for a bit longer. And they're going to enjoy running roughshod. And these guys are very, very talented. Don't get me wrong. They're super talented guys. Super talented guys. All right? I'm not going to say any disrespect to these. These guys came over with so much talent, and they still have that talent. And I can't actually wait to see. Possibly you get the 3-way tag team going on. Von Wagner, I'm still trying to figure out why the name Von Wagner is there, but that's what it is. It's weird. But I like Braun Breaker. That guy, I would call him Braun Breaker Steiner or something. Or, the guy is, you can tell he's a Steiner from the way he cuts his promos. He's like his uncle Scott, but he's got his dad's aggressive anger, kind of I'll kick your ass attitude, and that's cool. And his promo is pretty freaking hilarious. If you want a friend, go get a dog, blah, blah, blah. That's awesome. But he is going to go after that championship, and I can tell you that. Some other rumors I've been hearing is that possibly Hit Row is going to Raw. I wouldn't move him right now. It would be such an unnecessary step into a development of this faction, because then, you're just going to break them up in the end, and that's just not cool. It's horrible. This crew is good together. Work them together. Keep them together. You possibly could see maybe, just maybe, Tommaso Ciampa loses the belt, goes to Raw. I would say SmackDown would be good for him. SmackDown, Johnny Gargano on SmackDown. As I say, use Raw as your land of the giants, because you got Keith Bearcat Lee over there. You got Bobby Lashley. You got but Lashley or McIntyre look like they're possibly going to SmackDown. I think the rumor was Mr. McIntyre going over, actually challenging Reigns and fighting Reigns for a while until the whole Lesnar thing goes and kicks into gear again. Whatever, that's cool. I do have I'm going to just pause on the topic I was just I do have my doctor's appointment today, straight up for my mental health and my weight, and see how I'm doing with my weight loss. And I'm feeling great. I'm looking great. Anxiety's still there a little here and there. It's hit or miss. Sometimes it kicks in, kicks out, whatever. It's what it is. But that's about that part. But I'm just all the news I've been hearing and all the rumors I've been hearing, it's my take on it, my opinion on it. So what I can cipher from what I'm hearing, it's just what it is. So yeah, tonight is AEW Dynamite. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're gonna do, because I can't say what they put on last week, especially with the opening match and then the closing of the match with Ruby Soho and Britt Baker and all that. It's really how do you top that? I don't know. They'll figure it out. But I hope Sammy Guevara, the Spanish God, beats the shit out of the fucking God's favorite champion, Miro. Because I love Miro, but I love watching him just beat up people and then lose that championship and then have a feud going in again. He's good at carrying stuff. He's just good. He's solid. He's epic. So that's that. As I would like to say. To update a little more on the PD and Hughes, they're still in Michigan skating together. They're there right now. Possibly, as I say, the deal could possibly get done sometime this week, maybe in the weekend, maybe beginning of next week. Who knows? Because we do have the regular season starting, and we would like to see this deal get done. Because I remember Besser's deal got done about, like, Canucks have played, 3 games? So about game 4 or 5 of the preseason, he was in the lineup. So holding out hope that, maybe we get this 4th game in and they sign at the last minute and they get them done and they're over and they're back. And then we can really start seeing what the roster is going to actually look like. So that's my take on the Canucks. I love the Canucks. I'm sorry, people. I love talking about the Canucks. I love my team. I love all the other teams too, but I really love my Canucks. I'm a Canuck guy. I'm from Vancouver, so I love my Canucks. Born in Vancouver. Canuck fan. Blue, white, and green. I bleed that shit. And, I will do a recap tomorrow of AEW Dynamite, what I thought about it, and all that. And, again, if you like what you hear, please hit that subscribe, like, and comment. And I'm going to try some new stuff, too, through my editing. And possibly at the closing, I'm going to put some songs together, and I want to hear if you remember these songs, and try to put them you can put them in whatever order you want. I'm going to put in little clippets of them at the end of every edit, so it's a little longer. You get some audio, possibly. Maybe you'll just go through my ending. I don't know. But yeah, y'all have a great hump day. I will see you tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys all later.